worth celebrating. From your hopes for the future to the challenges that keep you up at night, we're here for you. Bryant Bankers put care into action to help you live legendary by stepping up when you need us most and doing what's right even when no one is watching. Come experience a local bank whose people greet you by name and treat you like family. Bryant Bank, member FDIC.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Not looking or feeling your best? No energy for the things you like to do? Ready to look and feel younger? Make your appointment at Advanced Life Clinic, one of the region's foremost destinations for patients interested in looking and feeling their best. Specializing in advanced laser treatments and weight loss, male and female rejuvenation to offset the effects of aging, and more. See how Advanced Life Clinic can help you enjoy your life again. Call 256-882-6555 or log on advancedlifeclinic.com.
Begins Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern on SEC Network and streaming live on the ESPN app.
Oh no!
Movies are dreams that you never forget.
ABC Sunday is.
This is Paul Feinbaum. That'll do it for me today. Coming up next, The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This hour is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
And welcome into this Monday edition of The Drive. Just a 1 hour extravaganza for you. Walking you up to Hey Coach. It's a good thing you don't have scratch and sniff radio right now, because whatever Wes has right now smells really good. So I'm going to try to concentrate on exactly what I need to talk about right now over the next hour. How are you, Wes? I don't mean to rat you out, but it just smells really good.
Well, I mean,
we are usually
too bad, so sad.
We are usually at some fine establishments, much like tomorrow when we're at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. So these smells have just magnified here in the upper basement. Congratulations to University of West Alabama. The men's basketball program captured the title in the Gulf South Conference. That is their first conference title since 1982. So congratulations to the Tigers as they get the automatic berth and the 2 seed in the tournament. The Chargers ended up with the 3 seed in the tournament, and Saturday at 11 a.m., it's going to be an early wake-up call in Fort Lauderdale. Saturday at 11 a.m., first round of the NCAA tournament will be the 3 seed, the UH Chargers, taking on the 6 seed of Embry-Riddle. That is the team that bounced the Chargers from the NCAA tournament last year in the second round. So it was a tough day at the office for the Chargers, who lost by 2 to West Georgia on Saturday. 71-69 was that final score, despite the efforts of one Max Schulman, who hoisted up about a 25-footer, Wes, at the buzzer. It would have won it, hit the front of the rim, and obviously did not go through said cylinder, and that's why West Georgia bounces. Well, there was many reasons why West Georgia bounced UAH on Saturday. That team just wanted it more. Yeah, you could tell they were playing for their NCAA tournament lives, and they were the hungrier team. But they were very hungry. But nonetheless, they have made their way to the NCAA tournament, much like the Chargers. By the way, this is the 5th straight year that UAH is dancing in the NCAA tournament, so congratulations to Coach Schulman. It's not a guarantee. It's not a right once you tip up the basketball. A lot of hard work goes into grabbing that berth in the NCAA tournament. If you'd like to join us, you can certainly do so. Oh, by the way, after extensive research, Pick 2, your winner of Pick 2, brought to you by Humphrey's Bar and Grill. Joe is your winner of Pick 2, and I didn't even look at the list. There was one person on the list. We had many people call in on Friday, but Joe is your winner of Pick 2. Congratulations there. Multiple teams have started their spring drills over the weekend. Starting on Friday, Billy Napier met with the media. It was day number 1 for the Florida Gators in what is year number 2 under the Billy Napier regime.
Let's move to...
Let me actually cue the right one up. This is Billy Napier.
I think it's probably I would say one of the more impressive things about this group. I think we've got a pretty good group of players there that have been with us for a year. They experienced the good, bad, and the ugly last year. I think we've got character. I think we've got a group that is setting a really good example and has a voice. We've done a little bit of extra from a leadership development standpoint in the first year. So, I feel really good about that part. I think the accountability, the detail has been much better through the first 2 phases.
Any one or two guys that you see that really stand out?
Yeah, no, I think on offense, Austin Barber, Kingsley Guacan have been really good. I think the 2 backs, Montrell and Trevor. I think Ricky Pearsall on defense. I think Boone has been impressive. Wingo, AP, Jason's even growing in that role. He's more vocal. We've always got pretty good leadership from Crawshaw too. So I'm probably leaving a few out, but I do think we've done a lot relative to allowing the team to have input on who they think is doing a good job, right? And we've worked in different groups, team as a whole, by position, by class. We've done cross sections of groups, doing a lot of small group work there. I think that's going to pay off.
That is Billy Napier talking with the media on Friday. Several teams got their kickoff today of their first 15 practices. Among them included BYU, Cincinnati, South Florida, Clemson. And much like at Auburn, they christened a new football building there on campus. And Dabo Sweeney spoke with the media earlier today.
Really had transition. But there's a lot. We've been going since the end of January with meetings. Now the way the rules are, you can do walkthroughs. So as a part of our mat drills, we've done walkthroughs. We've had a lot of installation meetings. So, you prepare for this first practice probably more than any practice, all year, because it's like, all right, we've installed a lot. And then you have, pretty much all of February to meet as a staff to get on the same page as coaches and everybody speak the same language, because that's the biggest thing in the initial stages is, what do you call 2x2? What do you call 3x1? What do you call 3x2? Everybody calls it something. So learn, what's 4 verts, what's smash, what's your quick game? What do you call 6-man protection, 5-man protection, 5 quick, 5 drop back? What are those things called? What do you call inside zone? What do you call the outside zone? What do you call the counter? What do you call the power? Everybody the football people can look at it and say, well, we know what that is, but we got to all get on the same page because everybody's got different language. And so kind of collaborating the last month and really honing in. I think the biggest thing with Garrett, it's not going to be about trying to see how much we can install. I think it's just going to be about getting everybody on the same page, getting a good foundation in place this spring, We got 6 receivers that aren't really available, with Bo, Adam, Stellato, and then you got 3 coming in the summer, in Roan and Tyler and Tink. So, but you still gotta install what we need to, because we got backs. Everybody needs it, and so I guess we got 5 scholarship guys out there this spring. And then we got good walk, Hampton Earl, Hamp Green. Those guys will be able to contribute and help us as well. But you got to get it in. So just a good foundation from a base offense standpoint, and that's, I think, the biggest objective is coming out of spring, feeling good about what we do install. Because if we can get the base down, then we'll be able to build from there. And then defensively, it's really just learning from our season, getting everybody in the right spot. We got some really, really good players that aren't going to really be participating in spring, like Rook and Peyton Page and XT, but that's like, okay, where's Greg? Where's Zaire? Where's Cade? Denhoff, and really seeing the Jaheim and seeing where those guys are, these new guys that have rolled in here, TJ, Peter Woods, Steph Island, Burley, so it's exciting. But just getting the base down, the base foundational pieces, offensively, defensively, and special teams.
That is Dabo Sweeney, and of course the new OC there is Garrett Riley, moving from TCU to Clemson there. He was referencing in that answer to a question just about an hour and a half ago. What did you hear right there, Wes? A lot of people not playing for Clemson this spring.
Well, I mean, Peter Woods, he's stabbing our boy Drew in the throat again. Of course, Peter Woods was the last guy he mentioned. And
oh yeah, I was wondering if you caught that.
Yes, I did. Listen, Clemson's underperformed what was expected the last 2 years,
no doubt.
And let's see if they can get back to the end of the show. They've, last year they teetered all year. End up having a good year though. So it's funny how people define years now, right? So, apparently all of us need to quit anyway because Georgia's going to win the national championship game.
Clearly.
I know.
Can all the programs just fold right now? I'd be good with that. No sense in teeing it up. Let's just do a bunch of walkthroughs. This is clearly another dog's day coming up this fall. Carson Beck, you're next up. By the way, I don't know if you by now, if you don't know, the NFL Combine, in case you don't know, from a fan's perspective, it's just a spectacle. It really is. And for all this hype around Anthony Richardson, and he did stuff that no one else has done at the quarterback position. Yeah, like throw 53% last year in Florida.
Well, 53% horrible. What I don't like about Anthony Richardson, and I do think he has upside because that's all he has.
Well, there's only one way to go right now for him.
He played well at times. Other times he didn't. Let me say this. I watched that man get hit, and I watched him quit in 2 or 3 games. Totally just quit. I cannot. Maybe he grows out of that. I thought Jalen Hurts would get better because I watched him get cheap shotted against Ole Miss, get right on the chin, and come back and win that game. I didn't see that when the going got tough against Anthony Richardson, and he took hits. Now, he came back in the Utah game and played pretty good. He had games where he did look good. But in some of the rougher games where he really got accosted, he folded it. So, guess what? You're going to get accosted in the NFL.
So he looked all world against Utah, but the very next game against Kentucky roughed him up, and it looked like someone stole his lunch money.
Yeah, he was done. And I saw that 2 or 3 times last year. These guys get paid to do what they're doing. We'll see.
My favorite comparison right now, you'll enjoy this, Jackson, Cam Newton. Is Anthony Richardson the next Cam Newton?
No, not in any universe ever.
I could be just completely wrong. as Wes says time and time again, people get better or they get worse. He could get better, but Cam Newton? I mean, really? Cam Newton. Or Dante Culpepper. That was another one that I was like, really? Dante Culpepper. By the way, if you have not heard or have not checked your phone today, there was some movement by a free agent quarterback that is heading to the NFC South. You could argue right now the best quarterback in the NFC South is in New Orleans. No, I'm not talking about crab legs. I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about Derek Carr. Signed a 4-year deal with the New Orleans Saints. We'll see how that works out. Because right now, who are your quarterbacks at the moment? At Tampa, it's Kyle Trask. In Atlanta, well, I got rid of Mariota.
Is it Desmond Ridder?
It is Desmond Ridder. You're right. And at Carolina, I mean, pick one. Is Baker still there, or is he gone? I have no idea. Baker Mayfield. Or no, wait a second. He ended up with the Rams at the end of last year, so he is gone. So, yes, that you could argue that the best quarterback in the NFC South is Derek Carr.
Carolina's got Matt Corral.
Ooh, that's right. I remember that little rant during the fall.
I think they're all going to have new quarterbacks before it's over.
Yeah. This is just
my thing. The one I just don't understand.
Just one
is Baltimore. I mean, that guy's really good, and I think he's gone. What I'm reading, it sounds like he's gone.
Well, the scuttlebutt is that Lamar Jackson's going to Atlanta, and I don't want any part of him.
What are you talking about?
I don't want any part of him.
Lamar Jackson is good. He's special. That guy's good. The problem is he wants too much money. So how do you fit the pieces around him?
What has he won?
Well, they offered him $250 million.
No, I'm saying what has he won?
Oh, he's been in the playoffs more than Atlanta's been in a long, long time.
And the other,
you got to take steps, baby steps, Steve.
Well, the other word out there is that there is a certain running back in the Music City that is on the market. Derrick Henry is being shopped around by the Tennessee Titans.
Well, I don't doubt that. I mean, his age, the way he runs, the fact he's been hurt the last 2 years.
Not helping.
Yeah, I mean, so what happens is they build this offense around him, and then he gets hurt, and then they end up losing and not being able to compete.
By the way, we are your voice of your home for the Atlanta Falcons right here. And Chad Guatney reminds me of keeping Desmond Ridder out of my mouth. So, yeah, yes, the Falcons are going to grow with Desmond Ridder at quarterback there in the ATL. And we'll all be here to enjoy it.
So I'm all for I think Atlanta's move is to get one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Anthony Richardson?
Not Anthony Richardson. The boy at Baltimore, he can play.
Lamar Jackson?
The Bears are going to take Richardson.
Well, actually,
hopefully not.
So his odds went up dramatically. Before the combine, it was 80-1 for Anthony Richardson to be the first overall pick. It got cut in half. It's 40-1. Your odds-on favorite is still the 5'10" Wonder Boy,
I believe,
and Bryce Young.
That Anthony Richardson is the Lance kid at San Francisco.
Trey Lance.
Yeah, Trey Lance. I think Trey Lance might have a better resume than him, and I don't think either one of them will end up being a star in the NFL.
So
you're looking. So
Trey Lance, Jordan Love, or Anthony Richardson. Yeah. If you had to build one of those three, Jordan Love, Trey Lance, Anthony Richardson.
No.
Good, bad, and worse?
No. I just say no.
Just say no?
Just say no.
Let's just run the veer?
No, I get Lamar Jackson, but he wants too much money. That's the key. That's why Baltimore has to get rid of him. That's why when you talk to Buffalo, the Bills GM, he's saying that's why these teams get a quarterback and they have the the quarterback on a rookie contract, they can place people around him, and that's why he said Philadelphia had an advantage in this or that. And I get that. I never saw it like that before, but now I think Lamar Jackson. They offered him $250 million, but only $100-something million was guaranteed.
Yeah, all you got to do is take a look at the signing bonus
and the guarantee,
and then the guaranteed money. The rest of that is just fluff.
Fluff. So I think that he wanted more fluff, and
he wanted more guaranteed do-re-mi.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
but he's a good player. There's no doubt about that, and he can win if he can stay healthy. He was not healthy last year, and that's why they didn't do it. Earlier in the year, I thought they were one of the better teams.
They were.
But it wasn't just him that got hurt. The tight end got hurt. He was killing it when he got hurt. There was a bunch of different people got hurt before Lamar Jackson got hurt. And then all of a sudden you have to run more because people aren't open, yada, yada, yada. That's how you get hurt. So.
The NFL also announced the reinstatement of Jacksonville Jaguars wide receiver Calvin Ridley. He is back in the league after his year suspension due to the violation of the NFL's gambling policy. He is eligible to participate in all team activities effective immediately. Just hope for the best for Calvin Ridley moving forward. Part of me still wishes he was a Falcon, but he has moved on, and so have the Atlanta Falcons from Calvin Ridley. Also getting their start today on the college football fray, the University of Kentucky. The Wildcats suited up earlier today. Here's Mark Stoops.
Yeah, great, really great day. Fortunate for us, as you know, we go early in the morning here in the spring and got a beautiful day to start practice. Our guys have worked really hard through the winter. The rules allow us to do a few more walkthroughs with the football. It was good for us, changing offense coordinators once again, and putting in the time this winter, obviously lifting and running and getting stronger, and putting a bunch of time in the weight room, but also getting some time to do some walkthroughs. And it was evident today as we were further along than you would anticipate with spring one, or spring practice number one. So really good start. I'd also like to mention that we're thinking about and praying for the people that were affected by the storms, the wind and some damage I think we could all live with, but some of the tragedy that was involved, certainly thinking of those folks. So hopefully everybody's getting through it and getting back to normal. With us, we're going to go 3 practices here this week and get back at it tomorrow, and then take spring break off and come back and finish it up. So I just walked off the practice field, so excited to go watch the film. I just think, just looking at broad strokes, very encouraged. I feel like we have a good team. Again, I feel like we have some good, a mixture of some guys with some experience. I feel like we are continue to get bigger in certain areas. I like that. Obviously, the transfer everybody's going to want to talk about with Devin. He looked really good. Was able to go through basically an entire practice. I'm sure that the trainers are watching him and limiting him some, but to my eye, it was basically an entire practice, and he was just fine and looked really good, along with the other quarterbacks. I think they're making strides, working really hard, working with Liam to improve in a lot of ways. So, so I'll open it up for questions.
Do you have any guys that are out from off-season surgeries?
Asking who's
we
out.
Do you want a list of those?
It's helpful if we know about guys to know he's injured versus not playing.
Some guys that will be out till further notice would be Nick Hall, Ramon, Josh Caddis, Jordan Dingle, and Khalil Saunders. Some other guys may be limited a little bit, but those guys are out with, yes, they procedures done in the off season.
So that is a little bit of Mark Stoops from earlier today. As this is the one subject that I try to put a focus on, at least shine a light on, to let everybody know not everybody's going through spring drills, and it could be a big deal once we get into the latter portions of the regular season, because injuries are always part of the deal, and once you get into late October and November, it becomes a bigger deal because you didn't go through spring.
Well, yeah. Well, so I would say it becomes a big deal if you didn't go through spring and you've never played in a game before. It's a lot more important to get those scrimmages and game-like appearances before. You don't want, it's hard to prepare a freshman or a sophomore that hadn't played if they haven't, gone through spring and
what is Kentucky known for? I mean, honestly, what is Kentucky under Mark Stoops known for? Great starts, and at the end, well, don't tell Mark Stoops basketball. He'll get on to you about that. But getting off to good starts and then tailing off at the end of quality depth. We're going to go over a certain LSU coach had a comment or two to say on ESPN.com on what he wants in an SEC football schedule in his second year down in Baton Rouge. Plus, we'll let you know who won some awards in SEC basketball that was announced earlier today as well. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Here's Bobby White from Woody Anderson Ford on their service department.
President's Award winner 2 years in a row. That's only given to the top 10% of Ford dealers in customer satisfaction. So we're very proud of the service department. And our body shop. If you happen to get into an accident, which not a lot of people just want to go down and see a body shop, but if you get into an accident, award-winning body shop. We have state-of-the-art paint booths back there. They're waterborne paints that we use, friendly for the environment. We've got our production system, the way things are in and out. We have the fastest cycle rate in town of getting your vehicle in, getting your vehicle out, and assured that it's fixed right. We take pictures before it's wrecked, and not only after, but we take it as we're putting the parts on. All done to above industry standards. So I'm proud of our body shop too. Don't forget our parts department. So if you don't have to need parts, performance parts, or just parts if you're a weekend mechanic.
Woody Anderson Ford, located at the corner of Jordan and Sparkman, as well as Hughes Road and Madison. You can also check out the great deals at WoodyAndersonFord.com.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
This April, the Corn Ferry Tour returns to the Rocket City for the 2022 Huntsville Championship at the Ledges. Experience the beauty and drama of the Ledges in person as golf's rising stars chase their PGA Tour dreams. From the first man on the green to the roar of the crowd when the final putt drops. Be a part of every moment on the mountain. April 28th to May 1st. Tickets to be a part of the action are on sale now at HuntsvilleChampionship.com.
Is I had a few too many happening too often? Does I'm stopping at 2 drinks become more like 4 or 5? You're not alone. 1 in 7 people struggle with alcohol. Bradford can help. For over 40 years, Bradford's affordable rehab programs have helped people overcome addiction and return to healthy, productive lives. Call 888-SOBER-40 for confidential help 24/7. Start your comeback with Bradford. Call 888-SOBER-40 or visit bradfordhealth.com. Rambo Marine in Hazel Green is your one-stop shop for all things boating. Whether you are ready to surf with the newest Malibu wake boat or cruise on a Cobalt or Barletta pontoon, we have a boat ready for you and your family. Rambo Marine provides exceptional service second to none, so that you are ready to hit the water in no time. Stop by Rambo Marine today. We know boats.
We've all heard the phrase, what's in a name? When it comes to your comfort, the name means everything. Environmental Comfort Systems is the name to remember when it comes to your home's comfort. Environmental means our systems are environmentally friendly, even more environmentally friendly than systems sold just a few years ago. And comfort, well, that's our middle name. Our systems are built to keep you and your family comfortable for years to come. And last but not least, we install systems, not units. Our systems are designed specifically for your home, based on your home's square footage and the way it faces the sun. Environmental Comfort Systems does more than just sell air conditioners. We install comfort systems that will make your home a more enjoyable place to live. So give Environmental Comfort Systems a call. We are your independently owned American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, serving Decatur, Madison, and the Tennessee Valley. Visit our website at envcomfort.com. Alabama license number 92314. Environmental Comfort Systems.
Electric cars are coming faster than you think, and that's why we're bringing SEMA Connect to Alabama.
Our team educates you and helps provide a long-term plan for your business. Where to put them, how to get them there, how to pay for them, tax incentives, service, and monitoring. We take care of everything.
Doing the right thing means bringing EV car chargers to Alabama. Let us help you with your EV charging plan.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
This segment of The Drive is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, located online at woodyAndersonFord.com with 2 locations, Hughes Road in Madison and Jordan Lane in Huntsville.
It may be March, but you know what? If that doesn't fire you up, I don't know what will. Spring drills starting, by the way, even today at Troy. Tomorrow, Mississippi State will put on the pads. Well, I'm not sure if they put on pads day 1. When do they put on pads, Wes? Like 4 days in the spring?
I don't know. I can't keep up with it. It's not very much.
No.
I guarantee you they're doing a walkthrough, so that does help. I mean, knowing where do you go, because you can do a little, 30-minute walkthrough, warm up, do what you're supposed to do, get in a rhythm, routine. By the way, Michael Dyer was with the Oakland Raiders in 2015 all year.
So, and for those of you that weren't hearing us during the break, and that would be all of you, I did mention Cam Newton's name last segment. So that led Jackson to say the following statement. The floor is yours.
Oh, what? I was wrong?
No.
Yeah, you're way wrong.
I'm trying to let you say what you said that got Wes.
No. He said that nobody on that Cam Newton was superior player to all these other people, which he could have been. But he had zero NFL help on his team, which is not true.
On the 2010 Auburn
Yeah, that's some really good players on that roster. Not as good as Cam Newton.
No, clearly not.
But yeah, he was the best
MVP.
team on the roster. Yeah. So, but there were a lot of good players on that roster on offense.
Okay, please rebut. I see the look in your
I said
face.
a couple.
A couple.
I mean, no,
you said zero.
You said zero.
I did say zero, and I was wrong. I freely admit that.
How dare you not remember Darvin Adams? How dare you?
I mean, he was good at the CFL.
Still playing.
He's still playing. He's got more. He's making more money from football now than Cam is.
He's a red-black, an Ottawa red-black.
he's Googling as fast as he can. I thought Auburn won a national championship, went undefeated because they had a lot of really good players
defensively,
and offensively.
Well, but that defense was
Cam Newton being the best.
Yeah, that didn't hurt.
Yeah, but they had
Darvin Adams never caught a pass in the NFL. 0 receptions. Got it right there.
Maybe he was hurt.
That makes him right. That makes him right.
That makes him right. You look at, Michael Dyer played for the Oakland Raiders.
I believe he finished his career at Louisville.
He did, but he was playing for that team.
So you don't claim him anymore?
Didn't
he get the MVP of that game?
Well,
the national
he had had a shooting the gun up in the air problem.
Yeah, and lending it to people who shouldn't have it.
Yeah, it was his gun, though, right? Yeah, okay.
So Brandon Miller is your winner of SEC Player of the Year, followed by SEC Freshman of the Year. That was announced earlier today. Congratulations to Brandon Miller. Some other tickets that were punched over the weekend. It's not very often. So summer classes, I went to this little community college in Kennesaw, Georgia. Well, lo and behold, Kennesaw State, they're dancing for the first time in school history. And by the way, in case you don't know, Wes, their nickname is the Owls, and that got me excited because, after all.
Hey, Owl Nation, this is Coach Kiffin. What an exciting time. Next week is National Signing Day. As we sign some of the best players in America, we need some of the best fans in America.
The video makes
Please
it so
join
much
us
better because he looks
next week
like he's sick of
for
his
this exciting season.
As he's trying to read this.
Come watch the Owls. Have a great year in the
Go
championship run, starting with you.
Starting with you.
Go Owls.
So, no, that was FAU Owls.
So have you watched any of his stuff with his daughter?
No.
That he does?
No.
He looks even worse than he does on these things. But I like him because he'll go on all these things with her, and they absolutely love him that he's doing it. But he's awful at it. Like they're dancing, he'll try to dance, to do the dance they're doing.
Is this on Twitter or Instagram? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I'm not on Instagram.
Yeah, I think it is on Instagram.
Well, there's just so much social media I can take.
Well,
before I just want to tap out.
Well, that's a must follow.
Yeah. Well, I do follow him on Twitter, but
he's not dancing on Twitter anymore. So
no, and at least there is one form of social media that may be going away from what I'm reading, and that would be TikTok, which I'm not a part of as well. So I'm sorry if I'm breaking news to people out there. Your TikTok account may be in trouble. I'm sorry. Anyway, 256-576-4977. Something tells me we don't have too many TikTok people in our listeners. Maybe it's more than I can give them credit for. Anyway, ESPN.com's Heather Dinich spoke with LSU head football coach Brian Kelly, and on the subject of facing 9 SEC teams, he said, quote, "I want to play the best," end quote. Nothing has been finalized yet, of course we know, from the Southeastern Conference, but we were alleging Friday when we left that Nick Saban's comments of the 3 automatic crossovers in the 6-3 formula would be Auburn, Tennessee, and LSU, to which Brian Kelly says I want to play the best so we can be the best, end quote. I've been in this for 3 decades, and no disrespect to any other school that we play outside of the SEC, but they just don't excite me. I want to play the best. I came down here in SEC country because I want to play against Alabama. I want to play against Texas A&M. I want to play against Auburn. The great teams in our new scheduling, we get to play Alabama every year. I'm excited about that, end quote. I mean, that's the LSU coach wanting Bama.
So what?
Well,
so what? He wants Alabama.
He wants to play the best.
Yeah, I got you.
This.
So what? That's you say what you want to say.
Well, Nick Saban said what he wanted to say
right,
as well.
Right. Well, he doesn't think they ought to have to go to the 3 of the toughest places on the road every year, and I agree with him. Yeah.
Well, they're not always going to be the best. There's always going to be some up and down in these programs.
So, I mean, he doesn't think they ought to have to play LSU every year. I don't blame him. I don't think that you go and look at the other schedules, and they're playing lesser teams than their 3. Go look at the other schedules.
Yeah, we went through it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So
whose is harder?
Oh,
yeah,
exactly. Whose is harder? That's exactly right. Whose is harder?
Yeah, I'm
Nobody.
asking. Nobody else has a harder 3 crossover permanent than Alabama.
I think
0.
Well, you have to refresh my memory, but you just said it. Nobody's is harder.
No, I asked you.
Well,
I was asking you a question.
I don't. Auburn's is pretty tough.
So you got Bama, Georgia, and Vanderbilt.
Yeah, the Vanderbilt. Yeah, so we'll switch with Vanderbilt and give them LSU. That'd be about the same.
About the same. Well, I'll have you know.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
There's there is more of a history between LSU and Auburn than there is between Alabama and
But
LSU.
listen, there's more history between Alabama and Vanderbilt than there is Alabama and LSU. Not recent history, but for years. In 1961.
Well, heck, you want to cross over with Swanee? I mean, there's more history right there.
No, there isn't. With Swanee.
I'm messing with you.
Well, you have a funny way of doing it because what you're saying is not correct. And I don't think Alabama wants to play Vanderbilt. I think Alabama wants to play Mississippi State because it's so close to them. It's a Mississippi school, and it's not like Alabama's not going to play LSU a lot. I'm fine with keeping it where it's we doing it the way we're doing and play 9 games.
Well, we can't keep divisions. Divisions are going away.
No, I know they're going away, but why couldn't we keep them? Is there a reason? What's the main reason?
If you add 2 more, well, okay, let's go through this. So if we add 2 more, and of course that is happening next year, and so that's an extra team per division in the West and
you add
East.
Another game.
So you're now an advocate of keeping.
I've always been an advocate. I was never for this pod thing ever.
So you want to keep
because this is what's going to happen. What they've done is they're trying to make it easier on some schools based on this 10-year thing and harder on some schools. That's a given. That's what they say. If you read what they say, go read what the commissioner said.
When did he say it?
Well, when they announced these things, he said they went back 10 years and looked at based on how you've done and how your schedule is and what your record's been. What does record have anything to do with it? Shouldn't have anything. Listen, Auburn and Alabama should play Tennessee and Auburn every year. I'm for that. But as far as what's happened, in my opinion, is that the Southeastern Conference, the TV networks drew up these games. And if they're going to do it, just say it, right? If you're going to make these stupid rules where you're going to shorten a game for safety as we play more and more games, as it's just a bunch of lies. Tell the truth. Say, hey, we're doing this to make more money.
We want to air more games so we can make more money.
Yeah, don't act like it's for safety. That's a bunch of yeah.
Philip,
without saying the word.
Philip is on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. You can hear that word, by the way. Never mind. How are you, Philip?
I'm doing pretty good, guys. How y'all doing this afternoon?
Doing well.
Well, that's good to hear. Boy, it's been a nice day today, and I tell you what, it's a beautiful weekend.
It wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a beautiful day yesterday too.
Oh God, I tell you, it was nice all day today, and the whole weekend was nice. I tell you what. But anyway, I was listening to y'all's conversation. What Coach Saban, he didn't think that we should have to play LSU every year.
Well, he didn't say that specifically.
Yeah, he's saying we're playing Tennessee, we're playing Auburn
and
we're playing LSU every year.
In a 10-year window, strength of schedule.
Yeah, so he didn't like that. I don't like it either. I think it's so what they're trying to do is punish the better teams in the conference instead of just saying, hey, they ought to be setting these stuff up for long-term rivalries, not short-term, long-term rivalries.
Well, if we didn't play LSU, we'd have to play somebody else.
Well, we're going to play LSU. We're going to play LSU.
You're going to play LSU more than you're not going to play LSU.
Exactly. So it's not like we're trying to get out of the LSU thing. Not at all. I mean, heck, I can't wait to play them this year. We owe them something.
I know I'd rather play LSU than have to go play Georgia. Because Auburn has to play Georgia.
Well, I wish they'd let us play Georgia every year.
Do you?
Heck yeah. They only beat us once in the last 20. What the heck? They hadn't even won 2 SEC titles away, and in a row, and they're talking about a dynasty. So.
Well, about the only time we ever beat Georgia, maybe in the SEC championship game, but when you play them for the national championship, that's a different thing, So.
Well, yeah, we're 1-1 on that deal.
Yep. Well, another thing I want to ask you about also is okay, next year Texas and Georgia, Texas and Oklahoma comes into the SEC, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what I'm wanting to know is, I've looked at some future schedules for Alabama. And,
don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah,
they're going to all change.
If you go to college football schedules, I would not plan your vacations accordingly at the moment for 2024, 2025. I think 2024, that schedule, it will come around SEC spring meetings. So if you're one of those that likes to plan really far in advance, I would just hold off on, because of the schedules, they're going to get ripped apart here in a minute.
Well, I ain't worried about it. I don't go on vacation. I don't go anywhere anyway. So, what I was wondering, when Texas and Oklahoma comes in, it just pretty much most of the teams in the SEC, have they got to rework a lot of those schedules?
That's what they're working on at the moment. That's really the crux of what we're talking about, Philip, of a 9-game schedule. Appears to be, it's not official from the SEC office yet, but it does feel like a 9-game schedule is the direction they're heading into, which would mean a 3-game crossover and a 6-game rotator. So where you rotate home and away for 2 years for the 6, and the 3 obviously stay put, and that would be, at the moment, proposed for Alabama, with the hardest of all the SEC teams. How are they going to survive between Tennessee, Auburn, and LSU?
Who's Georgia? They play Vanderbilt too? They probably play Vanderbilt too.
I know that I've looked at some of the future schedules, and I can't remember who all we play next year in 2024 and 2025.
I would wait.
You can crumble that up and throw it away.
I would wait till the spring meetings.
I think I looked at 2025, and they got Auburn right in the middle of the season.
This is all going to get ripped up here pretty soon, and we're all going to get new schedules.
Yeah, because some of these guys,
nobody's playing Texas. Well, Alabama's playing Texas next year, but you get what I'm saying. There is no Texas does not have
y'all
set
play Austin
opponents.
Peay probably.
Yeah, and also I wanted to throw this in also. Y'all guys were talking about Cam Newton. I guess about the only guy that could come close to Cam Newton would be Nick Marshall, probably.
Oh yeah,
I'm telling you, no one ran that RPO
better than I've ever seen.
My gosh,
I still say you could tell who had the ball.
Yeah,
he was the best I've ever seen at it.
Yeah, Nick, he could run it, to perfection. You know, he run it about as good as anybody could run Gus's offense. You know, and that one kid that Gus brought in, that James Franklin. You know,
I think he's still playing college football somewhere. I know he moved around a lot.
James Franklin
I saw his name not long ago on some team at some. Look him up, see where he is right now, Love Child. He was playing somewhere. I mean, he was at FAU, and
that's right.
And he ran a double reverse. He ran a touchdown, and he held the ball up and dropped it before he went in the end zone. I'll never forget it.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
where is he, Jackson?
He currently plays defensive back. No, he did at one point. He is with the Memphis Showboats.
There you go.
And
USFL?
That is...
USFL?
Yes.
Still playing.
I figured. Wow. Well, guys,
he's a heck of an athlete,
I'll
no doubt.
Later, okay?
Thank you, Phil.
Thanks for calling.
All right, Georgia's crossover: Auburn, Florida, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Missouri's crossover: Oklahoma,
so they don't
Arkansas.
play Tennessee. Huh.
No, they don't. I mean, seriously, being a Georgia guy, Auburn's number 1, Florida'd be number 2, and third
Tennessee.
Either Tennessee, Kentucky's a sneaky. I mean, there's Kentucky's up there. They are. Okay. You can laugh, but they're up there.
Yeah, they're up there.
In terms of rivalries, LSU, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and Alabama. Let's see if anybody's got it harder than the Crimson Tide. Texas has Oklahoma, Texas A&M, and Arkansas. That's not easy.
All 3 teams that they have lots of history with. I just want to point that out.
Who's that now?
Texas having OU, Texas A&M, and Arkansas. Those 3 teams. They
I have no problem with them. Yeah, that's
Texas A&M, LSU, Texas, and Mississippi State.
Yeah, Mississippi State. Really?
So wait a second. You just wanted Mississippi State for Alabama.
Well, but Texas A&M, they don't have a long history of playing Mississippi State. That's the whole point. Yeah,
maybe one of these days.
Silence is golden.
Maybe one of these days, Bama will get a break.
That's the truth. Hadn't gotten one in a long time.
Yeah. Poor Bama.
It's been, 2 years?
That's a long time.
The horror. Oh, my gosh.
We didn't get any break. You make your own breaks when it comes to that stuff. When scheduling is a whole different ball works. And I just don't agree with the way they came up with their system.
Well, this is not set and done.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean...
that they missed a couple of obvious ones.
Like Arkansas, LSU
Tennessee
should play.
and Kentucky has to play every year.
Yeah, I think Tennessee and Georgia should play every year.
That has to happen. And Auburn and Florida, I hate to say it, Auburn and Florida has to play every year. My opinion. Has to play every year.
I think you talk to everybody. I don't know about Florida. I'm not very close to people from Florida, but the Auburn, including a love child, thinks y'all ought to play Florida, don't you?
Yes, I do. And I think I said last week that Florida hasn't played at Auburn since 2011.
Yeah.
And Auburn is the closest school geographically to the University of Florida.
Well, we heard that weekly with Coach Dye. We heard that weekly.
Yeah, but you're also very close to Tuscaloosa, so... Yeah.
So you want to keep divisions?
I would love that. Yeah, absolutely. I love the way the divisions are. I would change. You'd have to change it. I think Auburn going to the east, or Auburn and Alabama both going to the east.
Well, remember, Coach Dye wanted Auburn to go to the east, Missouri to go to the west.
Yeah. Well, I think it'd be time to do that. I think they ought to move Alabama and Auburn both to the east.
You just want to be the same division as Vanderbilt, don't you?
Or Georgia, and Auburn, and then you play your rivalry games. You play all your rivalry games, and I think it'd be interesting. I do. I mean, don't you? I mean, that would be fun.
I just really hope one of these days Bama can get a break. Much like what we need to do right now. We need a break. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
We've all heard the phrase, what's in a name? When it comes to your comfort, the name means everything. Environmental Comfort Systems is the name to remember when it comes to your home's comfort. Environmental means our systems are environmentally friendly, even more environmentally friendly than systems sold just a few years ago. And comfort, well, that's our middle name. Our systems are built to keep you and your family comfortable for years to come. And last but not least, we install systems and not units. Our systems are designed specifically for your home, based on your home's square footage and the way it faces the sun. Environmental Comfort Systems does more than just sell air conditioners. We install comfort systems that will make your home a more enjoyable place to live. Give Environmental Comfort Systems a call today. We are your independently owned American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer serving Decatur, Madison, and the Tennessee Valley. Visit our website at envcomfort.com. Alabama license number 92314. Environmental Comfort Systems. That's envcomfort.com.
Here's Bobby White from Woody Anderson Ford on their service department.
President's Award winner 2 years in a row. That's only given to the top 10% of Ford dealers in customer satisfaction. So we're very proud of the service department. And our body shop. If you happen to get into an accident, which not a lot of people just want to go down and see a body shop, but if you get into an accident, award-winning body shop. We have state-of-the-art paint booths back there. They're waterborne paints that we use, friendly for the environment. We've got our production system, the way things are in and out. We have the fastest cycle rate in town of getting your vehicle in, getting your vehicle out, and assured that it's fixed right. We take pictures before it's wrecked, and not only after, but we take it as we're putting the parts on. All done to above industry standards. So I'm proud of our body shop too. Don't forget our parts department. So you don't have to need parts, performance parts, or just parts if you're a weekend mechanic.
Woody Anderson Ford, located at the corner of Jordan and Sparkman, as well as Hughes Road and Madison. You can also check out the great deals at WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com. The Huntsville Sports Commission is responsible for bringing high-level sports entertainment to the Rocket City. In 2023, enjoy events like the CCSA Beach Volleyball Championships, Hometown Lenders Championship, UCI Paracycling Road World Cup, and so much more. To learn more about upcoming events and the Huntsville Sports Commission, visit huntsvillesports.com. The Huntsville Sports Commission. We do sports. Now's the time to order your spiral cut honey glazed ham or turkey for Easter from Apple Lane in Decatur. Or maybe consider ordering the family meal deal for Easter that includes an Apple Lane ham, a dozen rolls, sweet potato dumplings, potato salad, and Apple Lane's award-winning banana pudding. This week you can get your Apple Lane Easter goodness for half price with our zone deal. $50 worth for just $25. Get your zone deal beginning Friday at 977ESPN.com. Apple Lane on the Beltline in Decatur. You may only use one coupon per purchase. Is I had a few too many happening too often? Do you always need a drink to relax or sleep? You're not alone. 1 in 7 people struggle with alcohol. Bradford can help. For over 40 years, Bradford's affordable rehab programs have helped people overcome addiction and return to healthy, productive lives. Call 888-SOBER40 for confidential help 24/7. Start your comeback with Bradford. Call 888-SOBER40 or visit bradfordhealth.com.
Talent Heating and Air plus 97.7 ESPN The Zone Bracket Challenge is coming.
You're going to have to explain that.
Head to 97.7ESPN.com and sign up your team today.
I followed your instructions implicitly.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Walking you up to Hey Coach.
And on the subject of programming cutting us off early, that's going to happen quite a bit this week. The SEC men's basketball tournament will eat into us on Wednesday, beginning at 5:45, as day one of the SEC tournament will tip it up with South Carolina taking on Ole Miss, and that'll be followed by Georgia and LSU. Then Thursday, boy, we've got a lot of SEC basketball beginning at 11:45 Thursday morning, and we may have a little slight window for the evening session to start at 5:45, as that's a big one with Arkansas and Auburn Thursday. That could have some real NCAA sizzle in terms of seeding for the tournament. And you just heard our liner. Head over to our website, 977ESPN.com, and register today. You can go ahead and register today for our Talent Heating and Air and 97.7 ESPN The Zone Bracket Challenge. We've got fantastic prizes for you to win. You can register right now, and as soon as the bracket comes out Sunday night, it will be emailed to you. So head over to 977ESPN.com, click on that link, and have you registered yet? I have.
No, not yet.
So, Wes, head over to our website and click on that link. Tomorrow we're at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill for 2 glorious hours. We'll see you tomorrow.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Georgia.